And to everybody I haven't met, it's an honor to be here. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, guys. I look forward to getting to know everybody better. But for the record, I have been a long time listener, a long time fan. Back
Hell
before
yeah.
it was cool.
Back before it was cool. See that? We caught that
Hey.
all live. So we'll just record that and keep it for our promo. Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. Hope you're having an absolutely lovely, lovely day. Ooh, Frat's voice is so sexy. Oh, well, you're going to get a tsunami wave kicking in here. Welcome, everybody. We are kicking it off for our weekly podcast. Let's scroll it up who we've got in. Mr. Thunder, the Pinkster. Welcome, brand newie. Mr. Code Bill in the house. We've got the D-Man. My Daddy Belt 69.
What a
The
name.
crew, my crew is here.
These are your people.
Yeah. Thunder, my daddy's belt 69. I don't know who else is on there.
Daddy Dawn, absolute legend. Mr. 303 Gamer. Mr. Scrubby kicking it in.
Wish.
Scrubby.
Mr. Code Bill in. Epic winner kicking in. We got an absolutely wicked show today. We've got the admin for the KarmaKrew servers in, Mr. Frat, known as Notfrattin. Also, we've got the regular crew in full podcast mode. Let's do a little introductions. Left to right, ladies first. The lovely Lady Ponce, welcome.
Hey, sausage.
Oh, I like that.
Oh
Hello,
my God.
hello, sausage.
All right, mate.
Next to the lovely Lady Ponce, all puffed up, is Mr. Fratton himself. Welcome.
G'day, mate.
G'day.
It's an absolute honor to be here. Honor. Yeah, I'm a KarmaKrew lead console admin. On behalf of Band Effect, No Refund, Minder, Stan, Mike Doherty, Jesser, all the guys over at KarmaKrew, they apologize that those other two couldn't be here. I just felt guilty rescheduling for the 100th time on those guys' behalf, but no, they were very much so looking forward to this and getting a chance to talk to you guys and talk KarmaKrew. But unfortunately, you're stuck with me to handle that burden.
That's fine. No pressure. We're going to bombard you solely with tons of questions. So,
Beautiful.
but it happens. We did reschedule a few times to try and get a couple of the aspects of KarmaKrew, and there's no reason why later on down the track. Probably more in the US wintertime when you guys aren't so active and you're stuck indoors due to blizzards and stuff like that.
Yes.
But welcome. Across from me is Mr. Brandon himself. Welcome, Brandon.
Hello.
And of course, armed to the teeth and shooting each other. Undead Gamer in the far side. Welcome, Undead.
Howdy.
And
Always good to be here.
and our resident thug, Mr. Q.
Morning all.
Not a
Morning.
throw.
Hey. Go to sleep, you all.
we have to
dog.
take
Even aim.
We'll have to take the weapons away from the studio. There's a little bit too much violence. People are logging in early to catch everyone else logging in to put them back to sleep with some rubber bullets. Usual DayZ shenanigans.
I'll be here next Sunday.
Hell
5
yeah.
hours early.
It's the Peasant Podcast. We're having a blast with the DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. Server owners and coders, content creators and streamers, showing off the community with all their features. Issues with updates, someone's mistake, new things they added, angry players it makes. Get in chat, voice your opinion, you're the community, we wanna listen. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP, putting out the word about the DayZ community. the greedy peasant, the host of the show. With over 12,000 hours, DayZ is all he knows. Let's introduce the panel and bring the show to life. From the community, they'll get me in strife. Chat moderator, queen peasant, player and server admin Q. Server owner, coder, streamer, lady boss, streamer and PvP enthusiast, undead gamer. Server owner, admin and coder, Brandon. It's the Peasant Podcast. We're having a blast with the DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. Get in chat, voice your opinion. You're the community, we want to listen. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP. Putting out the word about the DayZ community.
Before we get in the swing of it, let's check out the news and events that's happening in the community. Let's switch it over. Plenty of things going on. So first of all, from One Life, the new Sakal add-on, it's live this weekend on One Life. Explore the volcano bunker, a deadly new gas zone buried deep in Sakal's molten core. Fight toxic fumes, dodge lava flows, and uncover rare loot in this high-risk, high-reward bunker, which is absolutely crazy. Gas zone challenge, hardcore survival, hidden rewards. There's a lock containers now on Shatar, unlocked with volcano keys. Once again, more high tier loot. They've got a little competition kicking off. You can get across to the One Life servers. They're giving away a t-shirt. This gorgeous little thing. Very, very beautiful. Very impressed. So if you want to go get yourself some merch off the One Life world, jump across to their Discord, give them some love, play the server, and get yourself some merch. Very, very nice. AI has once again ruined all artistry, so as we know, there will be no more artists in the world. Like, this is gorgeous, isn't it?
Hell yeah.
You just can't beat stuff
Yeah,
like
I'm not
that.
paying $150 for a pick. I only pay 20 a month.
And our last little update is Spaz from the zone. Their artillery strikes can happen anywhere, anytime. So the zone is an RPG server where you can take on multitudes of missions in an RP setting. I'm assuming this will be artillery strikes on your head. So it'll be player set, which will be absolutely nuts. That's a very nasty little add-in, but it keeps the game absolutely pumping. But yeah, so get out there if you want to check out any of those servers, get involved. !Discord, you can get into mine, you can find all those details. Yeah, it's a cool little shirt there, Mr. Brandon. Very nice little shirt.
Trying to do something.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It could have been way better, but that's whatever.
Well, it's as good as my. Well, it's better than my merch. My merch is currently nothing. So, if anyone would like to buy a blank T-shirt, just let me know. I'll definitely sell it to you at an inflated price, as plus cost of shipping.
Stains
Like,
cost
is
extra.
it stain resistant?
What you want?
I'm just gonna start.
You want
pounding
pre-worn?
You want a stream
Pre-worn?
worn, a
I'll
stream
take
worn
a
jersey.
worn one. Dude.
Stream-worn jersey. One of my ratty old shirts. Done. It'll be auctioned off. We're starting bid at $200. Once in a lifetime. We'll come with crumb stains and occasionally a chocolate stain.
Hell yeah.
The ultimate like that bathwater the streamers put out.
Oh my god.
Should I
Expect it
start
to be
shooting t-shirts and let that
in
be my
Foster's.
merch?
Yes,
This man
well,
said bathwater.
that's it. Well, it was revolutionary for our generation. Whoever thought you could sell
I
bathwater?
think they were selling bathwater soap for like some celebrity. I don't remember. I just saw it on TV.
Now that is entrepreneurship 101.
It is.
I was like, what the fuck?
It is.
People bought it, dude. That's the funny
Unlimited
thing.
supply, good price. What more
It's
can
not
you
even
ask for?
bathwater. It's just a random scent.
Well, I mean, it's a
They
lot
just
more.
believe it.
It's a lot nicer than old Gwyneth Paltrow's candles, that's for sure.
Oh my.
Oh, sugar. All right, so let's steer this ship back onto the track. Today we're getting down with Notfrattin. He's an admin for the console side of the KarmaKrew team. Notfrattin is also streams on Twitch and his content creates on YouTube. The KarmaKrew servers originated on the PC side of DayZ, and in 2024 they brought the unique talents and server builds across the console. After a little adjustment period to a different ways console works to PC, they have dominated the community server games with 70 slot servers full of DayZ goodness. But firstly, let's talk about Mr. Frat himself. Frat, when did you start playing DayZ, and how long have you been addicted?
I've been playing since I want to say 2019, and the exact moment that I actually got addicted to the game is on YouTube. My buddies and I were playing official, and we were doing that normal official lifespan of like your new player. Like the first 6 months, my friends and I to this day still talk about it. Like every fight, every adventure, our first base, our first stash. You go through the life cycle of an official player who's brand new, and you get your ass kicked a bunch of times, die to animals, die to sickness, die to players, and then finally I pulled off a 1v3 against some geared guys in Vibor. And that moment, I clicked the record button, and it's on YouTube for all eternity. And that is the moment when I went, holy shit, I get this game now. You can circumvent the entire looting process by making somebody else's life miserable and sending them back to the coast. And
Yeah.
and I went,
Delete the
my
game.
God, I get it. It's beautiful. And that was it.
So the addiction came when you decided that you could ruin other people's worlds.
I'm being facetious. The addiction came when I realized that for the first time in the gaming sphere, like dying in the game, losing in the game meant something. It carried weight. It meant you're back on the coast and you're 30 to 40 minutes away from your buddies, and now your night's effectively over. You can't join them again. And the thrill of that, getting the little adrenaline rush every fight you get into is what's kept me on this game since 2019.
Yeah, 100%. Especially in those early stages, because 2019 was before community servers were around. It was rough official.
The good old
was
days.
The good old
Yeah.
days of mass duping and huge clans and things like that.
Minus that.
Oh yeah, the Wild West.
The Wild West. That's absolutely wicked. It's funny when you always remember those little encounters that inspire you to keep pushing forth with this game.
Oh yeah.
So fast forward up to 2024. When did you join the admin team of KarmaKrew, and what was the application process like? Because they are a massive server, like especially their Discord, 83,000 members, 12,000 members active at most of the time.
Yeah, we're close to eclipsing DayZ's own Discord, which is something we joke about often and are looking forward to. And fingers crossed that it happens. I think that'd be pretty cool. Playing DayZ on official, loved it, had a blast. Wanted to take the addiction further. Moved on to community servers and played in almost official, which I know you know those guys.
Yep, legends.
Yeah, played there for a while, and Loot Plus Plus, the Blackout servers, Conquest. Did the gamut. Project Lemon servers, did Zagoria a bunch, which is fantastic. Project Lemons is, dude, he's one in a million.
Yeah,
He's
100%.
like you guys in the community. We need like 10 more of them. But I always had the same issue on all these servers. I was like, this just isn't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like the PC experience. I'm looking for like closer to vanilla, but just fixed a few things, tweaked here and there. Um, and I just suffered like all DayZ console players do. Like a good little boy, I just suffered and played my game until KarmaKrew came around and I said, one of my buddies said, let's give it a shot. This is the rules you're talking about and always looking for. And played there, and I was instantly hooked. I said, holy shit, this is what I'm talking about. So played there for a while, and then I had no desire, no interest. I still don't in being admin. I can hardly turn my fucking console on. I'm a console snob, console master race. We don't need these PC nerds telling us
Nope.
how to run our show over here. I just, dude, it's just me. I was raised with the 360 controller and 64 controller in my hands, and just PC doesn't interest me. So they reached out to me because I had told them I'd been active in the Discord actually. I was been active in the Discord, and I was talking to my buddies who were admin, and they said, "Hey, if you're interested in joining the admin team, let us know." And I said, "Fuck no," but I said I'll be a mod for you on the Discord. I can be a little Discord police, tell people to stop cussing and swearing and
Little
posting.
security.
Yeah, I said I'll be your little Discord nerd, keep people in line. And I did that for a while. And then they reached out to me again and were like, hey, just come over to the console side. The admin side, will train you up on how to do it. And I said, if you insist. And I did that. Did that for a few months. And the same thing happened again when they were looking for another lead admin to add. They came and asked me, and I said, okay. I kept failing upwards, frankly, is the point of this story.
Yeah, nice. Slowly
Now I'm here.
climbing the ladder, gaining trust.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, more or less.
Because it is taking quite a large set of reins, in a I suppose unknown world for the KarmaKrew guys. I know when KarmaKrew first come over, Minder touched base in my Discord and was inquiring about some of the things that kicked off. Have they brought the PC world across to console, you think?
Yes. So, KarmaKrew's whole vision, their whole intent, especially when coming to console, was that they wanted to bring that PC experience. And I mean, they've literally pioneered new stuff on console, like specific thematic dynamic events.
Yep.
That, getting rid of, they got no build zones down. Sophisticated admin tools that were like, this is an important thing to touch on here. KarmaKrew comes to console, they get stood up, and they start attracting a bunch of people who are like-minded in the console community. And KarmaKrew has some weight, some history in the DayZ world. So one of the guys that came to play the servers is this guy No Refund, and he's now a lead console admin as well. And he started just like me. We were both players, and we both got reached out to around the same time and said, "You guys want to join the team?" Because we were active on the Discord. No Refund has had no console experience, no admin experience, nothing. He just takes a look at the landscape of console DayZ and he goes, "I think I can make an alt banning bot that actually works." And I don't know about you guys and I know you guys have played on more servers than I have, but there's been a lot of servers that have claimed to have, no alts or a bot that bans alts, but it's just not true and it doesn't work. No Refund sat down and it took him like a couple weeks to build this bot, and it works. It's money. I can't even give that guy enough credit.
Nice.
Yeah. Anybody that knows KarmaKrew that's watching this can attest to it. There's ways around it, but I'm not going to reveal it. But they're so few and far between that, generally speaking, our confidence in it is like 90 to 99% in that range. So, talk about pioneering, breaking ground in the console world. You've got that from the type of talent that KarmaKrew can bring in and attract, but you also got like guys in the KarmaKrew admin team on the PC side, like Mike Doherty, who work for BI, contracted in. Like Mike had a lot to do with Sokal's creation. If you've ever driven a boat on Sokal and thought to yourself, these fucking ice sheets are dumb as hell. Stuck in the boat, and like where's the way out? You can't find it out. That's Mike.
Mike's
but
got a
he-
lot to answer for. Wait till I
He
get
does.
hands on
He
him.
does.
Properly.
He does.
Fuck Mike.
Damn
Yes,
it, Mike.
yes. I tell him every chance I can. And what's funny is like, I know KarmaKrew from playing DayZ because I've YouTubed DayZ movie, DayZ adventure, whatever, and all these guys have every streamer from the PC side you can think of has made some big movie on KarmaKrew at one point or another. So that's all I knew of KarmaKrew. I didn't know who owned it, who ran it. I know that guys from BI are on the admin team for it. So joining it as a player and kind of slowly learning all these things, it's fucking cool because it's finally like we have a voice with some of the bigger names in the community.
Yeah.
And they frankly couldn't be better voices. These guys, Minder, I know, has personally taken initiative on behalf of the console community and nagged the leads of BI, himself when he sees them in email, text message, stuff like that, advocating for us in ways that we didn't have before. And that's kind of, it's a big deal for me. And it's not just for our servers, but it's just for the entire console community as a whole. Like big problems, systemic problems. This is a guy who's been bitching about the alt problem and duping on console. I watched an interview of him with Boydie, like 2017, talking about these issues early on, like when the game first came out. So it's just nice to have him in our corner.
It is. It is good to do. I suppose for a while there, the PC world didn't understand the console world. There were two different sides of the coin, and I find now that with a lot of the PC guys coming across and seeing the value in the console community, that it is helped meld in those two worlds together, which is it's a big risk to take on them. There's no real benefit for them, especially in the early stages. They were coming in blind, but it's good to see the more voices we have, and that may be some of the reasoning of why the directions have gone to pushing for new maps and things like that, because it is all console orientated. PC don't need any more maps or anything like that. So the more voices we can get yelling at the devs and getting stuck into them, slowly and surely they'll listen.
And on that note, and before I forget this point, because I did want to bring this up, we're treated like the fucking redheaded stepchildren of this game by the community as a whole.
Yeah.
But for the record, people need to look at the Steam life cycle of this game. This game was fucking dying until they brought it to console.
Yeah.
When it came, and this again, we're talking about a game dying that refuses to die, but it was dying, and I think it was 2016 or 2017 when the player base was at its lowest ever. The game was stale, it was plagued with issues, and then they just said, fuck it, let's bring it to console, see what happens. It's a goddamn atrocious port. It's a miracle the game's so fun, because the port is terrible.
Yeah,
but
100%, especially in the early days.
But it absolutely injected life into this game, and unlike anything I've ever seen. This hasn't been done in Call of Duty, it hasn't been done in Fortnite. Like, those games are just steadily declining. DayZ did it, pulled it off, and now the game, is consistently hitting player numbers over and over again. Since they brought it to console. So on behalf of the console community, I think these PC guys need to give us a little props here, because we saved your favorite game. Not a big deal. Right?
Yep.
Don't ever let them forget.
We never do. We never do.
Amen.
But it is funny that you say that the slight injection in 2018 when they brought it to preview, how much it really pumped the community, and not only, I suppose, brought some life into a console community, but it's filtered quite a lot of players from console into the PC realm. a lot of streamers moved to the PC realm.
Like
So-
a gateway drug.
Like a gateway drug, 100%. You know, once you get a few of those little mods and modifications to it and you get the hook for it, you can't get enough and you have to move to PC. So it is it's good that we're being recognised in the console world that, you know, we are part of the community and we are saving the game. Without us,
Amen.
it may have been dead in the water. May have been. I mean, it was quite low numbers. 2,500 consecutive players at its lowest point, I think it was. So, yeah, hectic.
Yeah.
But what are some of the roles you do as an admin of such a large Discord?
Oh Christ.
What's the
I mean, I'll tell you
tickets
right
like?
now-
What's the ticket
Oh,
system?
Jesus, dude. It's brutal. It's brutal. There 70% of all of our tickets, and we sit consistently with like 15 to 20 tickets a day. It's tough to get it. Like whenever we have days when we got all the tickets done, everybody like celebrates. But you know, 70% of all of our tickets are alt tickets. Players cannot believe that this fucking works, and they're in the. I've heard every excuse you could possibly imagine, and my all-time favorite thing is these guys jump on the server, play, and then they jump with their next account or alt on or something and make a ticket, and they say, all caps, I got banned for no reason. And I send them our screenshots, and I go, I have no reason. What are you, nuts? That's crazy. I send them a screenshot of the rules. I'm like, you broke no rules? They're like, no. Get them all worked up, and then I send them the fucking screenshot of the alts linked to their console, and they can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, it's funny because the alt thing works, and everybody there's certain people in the community that are not fans of it, and they
Yep.
think that we have and I'll say this for the record, there's people that think that we have like IP access to your fucking Wi-Fi, your console IP. It's not true. Nitrado has all that information on the back end, but it's shielded from the DayZ++ logs and the logs that are accessible via console. So what refund? And I probably shouldn't say anymore, but without giving away like how the bot works. But
There's
essentially,
device
like,
ID.
yeah, thank you. You're assigned a device ID, not an IP thing, and we're just able to see what accounts come from your device ID. It's as simple as that.
That's it. And it should be
That's it. It's simple.
spread and used more often, especially on official.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And you know, I think
I've always
you
been
guys,
an advocate of no alts. I don't understand why people enjoy playing with alts. Kind of takes
Yeah.
a lot of the value of the game away.
it's as simple as that, man. Like the one life experience. That's the thrill. That's what the intensity comes from the combat. And I mean, you've all heard the same excuses I have. Guys are like, well, I like to keep a guy in this town or this side of the map, so I don't have to run all the way over there. Or like, I like to keep a guy to just hold gear in my base. And look, I get all that, but that's just not DayZ, man. That's not the point of the game.
Yeah.
The point of the game is one life, everything on the line. Every decision you make determines whether or not you're rich or you're fucking looking for mushrooms on the coast again. And that's what Minder believes in. That's what KarmaKrew is.
Yeah. The only thing I can see with wipes, and especially with the console world, is things like traders and admins bouncing around for events. Only because we don't have a good quality teleporting admin system.
Oh yeah.
You know,
big time.
if we had the Overwatch style admin system where you could monitor, you know, the trades and things like that. I mean, Discord trading's coming into it where it's all behind the scenes, but once again, that's more of an admin nightmare. So yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
wish we had community online tools, man.
Yeah, community online
yeah.
tools. Then there'd be no reason to
Would
have
change so much.
Yeah.
any alts whatsoever. So, but yeah, that's pretty hectic. So you still concentrating on yourself. You yourself stream on Twitch and content to create on YouTube and admin and have a life.
Yes.
And have a family.
Yes,
Yeah.
at the detriment of all of them. I don't do anyone particularly well,
Yeah.
but here we are.
Jack of all trades, master of none, as they say.
Amen. Amen.
But let's go through your streaming and your content creation. What type of content do you like to stream? What content do you like to create? Is it mainly all KK server focused?
I try to do as much KarmaKrew stuff as I can. I did go through, if you go to my YouTube, you'll see the kind of stuff I make, but it's all like I was really inspired by guys like Sour Sweet and JLK, Minder, TRMZ. Like I love the movies theme of it because it's such a good game for that style of content, for like making a movie. Like, you're trying to explore, you get fucking held up and robbed by green bands, and then you find out where the green bands live, and then you make a stash and go raid them and fight. Like I love that story start to finish.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I try and shoot and aim for.
And you know what? It is one of those games that you can elaborate and create your own stories over just by the actions that run through in your normal gameplay. Not many games allow you to do that sort of thing.
Yes.
And is it the same with the streaming? Are we just free? On Twitch?
Dude, I'll be honest. The Twitch thing started just so I could make clips easier for my friends without bogging down the Xbox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I accidentally started doing well enough where I got monetized. And then when I got monetized, now I'm like, I feel obligated to stream just to keep that going. But, streaming this game, streaming any game for that matter, is difficult. Having to deal with stream snipers and the like bullshit that can come from your stream. And it's twice as difficult on console because there's way less admin tools than the PC guys have to combat that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If
I had
I've
it my
learned
way,
anything, the block function is your best friend. Block it and be done with it.
Amen. Amen. And I believe in that too. It's like, I don't have the time of day. I'm a fucking dad, for Christ's sakes. This is what I do for fun. And it's as simple as that. The trouble is though that the servers, there's nothing you can do half the time. On that note, I mean, KarmaKrew is a streamer-friendly server, so every ticket we get that's like a stream sniping one, we run it into the ground, and as long as there's evidence there, we will execute the bans or temp bans depending on the rule set. So that's provided like a great outlet. That's why like the only place to really stream for me has been KarmaKrew. Official, you got to do a lot of hiding. Got to do a lot of playing on alts so people don't find the server you're on. A lot of muting. you know how it is.
A lot of swapping to scenes so you can load in and out. Yeah, a lot of that.
Yes.
Or the way I sort of do it is I just keep moving. There's no stopping. There's no hanging around. There's no 30-minute sit down with the fire with chat. I was going to say it would be. Especially Minder being a streamer himself, the snipers must be consistent.
Yeah. I mean, think about just him and Toprek alone. The two of the bigger guys on KarmaKrew religiously. The difference is though that their admin staff on the PC side is, and God bless them for this, it's so large that they can monitor players in the server like in real time, floating around, invisible, watching teams and players, making sure everything's clean. Like one of my favorite things about being a KarmaKrew admin is you see the internal Slack channels with the other PC guys, and there's like a PC admin comedy channel in there, and it's basically all the admins that have taken clips like invisible watching player interactions that are shit you would never believe. That is the funniest shit you've ever seen. Or like a cheater will be flying around the map with like a speed glitch or something. And they'll play like the like soundtrack, and there's just great shit like that. So that's why like there's a level of safety if you're a PC player that we just don't have on console, because they have admin that are like, that's what they do for fun. There's guys that like to be traders on console. There's guys that like to host events on console. There's guys that like to be admin on PC, and I wish we had that type of ability. We just don't.
It'd be nice. I mean, if anyone watches, Anarchy is one of the best ones that I watch that goes around to different servers. He becomes an admin and tracks the cheaters like nothing else. So
Yeah.
It's sad that he stopped though.
yeah,
It
hundred
Because of
is sad.
percent.
Sunnyvale servers, man. Fuck them, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get him across the
They allow
KK.
cheaters on their servers.
Yeah, that'll be sweet.
uh,
Yeah.
So,
I might come and join. Give
my-
you a headache, Frattin.
Oh, please. Yeah, anytime. We'd love to have you guys. Seriously.
Oh,
And we're going to go for a run after the podcast is done. We're actually going to go for a run on the KarmaKrew after this. So hopefully we'll see you out there.
No
and-
way.
and punch it. Yeah, we usually do that after the podcast. Now the stream continues, especially if we've got a server on here. So we're going to jump on and have a little scrimmage. I was devastated last time when I died at Northwestern Airfield. So I've got to go and do redeem. Got to do the redeem.
Yes.
So let's talk about a little bit more about the KarmaKrew servers. Can you tell me what servers they are running and why the move to the console?
Okay, so right now, KarmaKrew on console is 4 servers. There's 2 on Xbox, 2 on PlayStation. It is Chernarus and Livonia, respectively, but the Livonia servers rotate with Sakal seasonally. And when I mean seasonally, I mean like legitimately seasonally, like spring and summer of the year, Livonia, fall and winter, Sakal. The players are actually full-blown mutinying us right now in chat in KarmaKrew, trying to get us to bring Sakal back sooner.
Help.
So I'm trying.
Would like his Sakal back, please. I think he's asked it like 7 times in the chat.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to convince these PC guys. But hopefully we can make that work. But all right, so that's what we've got. We used to have 70 slot servers, but as hard as we tried, and I'm telling you, months and months long of tweaking server settings and messing with stability implementations, we just couldn't get 70 to a stable place. So unfortunately, the servers have dropped back down on console to 50, but on PlayStation there's 64. Because if people don't know this, PlayStation has like higher thresholds than Xbox does.
Yeah.
But that's where they're at now.
Yeah. 50.
But we have big
Very
plans for the
nice.
future. That's all I can say. Big plans for the future. But them coming to console, like I knew you'd ask that, so I asked Minder, and this is Minder's official statement from KarmaKrew. He said his sure I'm reading the right one. All right. Our main goal has always been to bring a PC experience to console. We literally pioneered new stuff on consoles like the thematic dynamic events, no build zones, sophisticated admin tools, and a user-friendly experience to access priority queue on the servers. We also brought years of PC experience to consoles when the other console communities started. There's a little typo. Other PC communities tried, but struggled to maintain a player base on console. We always, straight from the beginning, have worked with dedicated console people. He says, like yourself, thanks for the shout out, homie. Listen to the shortcomings of people with experience on console, and with our admin team, looked for solutions and actually found loads of opportunities. So I think he just saw an avenue, jumped in, and surprised it worked.
Yeah, 100%. That's a quality statement right there. Quality statement. It's good to see people, looking for the availability to allow their creators to be able to expand their fortes and their knowledge, especially right across the DayZ community.
Right.
100%.
Amen.
So how big is the team that you work with? How many people is the console KarmaKrew team? Because I know the PC team must be 100 at least.
Right. I've got like the PC team, you're looking at like 40, 50 people, maybe more. And that's just admins. They broke it down like and organized in ways I've never seen. They got like developers, different roles that specifically do server development type stuff and map design. They got software like coders, they got fucking the regular admins, and then they got senior admins. It's really impressive how organized it is. But then, it makes sense. This is one of the longest running servers on DayZ. It's a historic server. Um, but the console team right now, I want to say we've got like 10 guys, 12 guys, and I've got like 2 or 3 more in the pipeline to bring on. Because like I've said, there's some really big plans and changes coming for the future of KarmaKrew console, and the implications are pretty large for the console community as a whole. So, when the time comes later, I look forward to talking with you guys again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
When you can release such information. 'Cause
Correct.
we tried our best to wring it out of KarmaKrew, but it just wouldn't come.
I tried, guys. I swear, I did my best.
That's it, Minder. Tell us your secrets. Tell us your secrets.
We signed an NDA.
Correct.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So, for people who haven't played the KarmaKrew servers or, understand how they run, can you tell us the gameplay style of DayZ? Is it official style? Is it a custom? And if it's custom, how is it being customed off the official style?
I'd argue that it is official plus. It's certainly not boosted loot. It's certainly not minus loot. But the tweaks that have been made to it are tweaks that have been made by the PC guys themselves. These are guys that have literally years of experience on balancing like the loot progression of the game on PC servers. So like the channels and the flows that you take to progress off the coast, like the loot makes a lot more sense, and it feels a little bit more DayZ like than official in my opinion. In terms of like the custom features, there are dynamic events that make a ton of sense that I love, because I don't like cheesy over the top stuff. I really like the core of this game. So we have dynamic events like construction ones. There's spawns that have specific construction gear and equipment on it, like an excavator and some like a container too. We got the AC-130s, which you guys have seen before on other servers. There's civilian helicopter crashes now. It's not just military ones.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got a bunker on Chernarus out in the water, like an island. And Sakal, they've done a bunch of like Sakal KarmaKrew. KarmaKrew put a bunch of military stuff at Geoplant because they said this is too bare bones, it's too naked, it's gross, and they added helicopters and some other boat crashes. And then 2-3 months later, DayZ or like Bohemia themselves add the same exact thing that KarmaKrew built in the same spot and in the same style onto official. And then they added boats, and then they added the helis. So that's the style. It's like official but tweaked better, and like a little bit more. It's like more DayZ than official. It's crazy.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. That's it's funny how especially in those first eras of Sakal coming out, a lot of people put builds down, and then DayZ come over the top of it and went, nah, we're going to put our own builds over the top. I know a few people who used the geothermal as that military style, because it had that military style feel to it, or it would be protected. Yes. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, that kills that. So, if I was a new player to the server, what's the best advice you can give to a new player?
So, if you're a new player to this server, God, there's so many different kinds of players that would come, but
Yeah,
my biggest advice is like, if you're jumping on, talk to people on the coast, because it's an official experience. The guy could turn around and absolutely take your head off, but KarmaKrew brings in, because based on the style of play that it encourages, like the kind of player who is looking to go on a little adventure with somebody he's never met before. And all the times that I've tried to have a random encounter, meetup, adventure on KarmaKrew, I've gotten it right on the coast almost immediately. That would be my biggest advice, is like talk on the coast, and then go and explore, like find the stuff yourself. And that's another thing that I love about KarmaKrew, is like You'll never get like guys in the Discord are constantly asking like, where do I find the keys to this container mission? We have a container mission across the map with keys, different color sets that you got to find at certain areas or certain dynamic events that lead you to a briefcase that you got to open to get the keys to this thing. And uh, those like how to get it done isn't exactly broken down on the Discord, and players are always asking. But the point is like these guys want you to go out and figure it out and find it and go see it. Every season, we have rotating tree houses, which are like custom treehouse bases that change all over the map. And players are always like, "Where the hell do I get a treehouse base? Like, where is it? Where is it?" And we're like, "Sorry, man, you got to find them." Like, if you're a guy who likes to have a hidden base, that's your defense because you can't be on. You have a life. The tree houses are for you. Some of them are particularly well hidden.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, I do agree with you. A lot of the community like everything handed to them. They want to go see all the sites in the first day. It's good that
Yeah.
there's servers out there that are forcing players to, get out there, explore, wander around, get into trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys remember what it was like to get lost in DayZ? Like when you first started playing? Or,
Yeah,
like,
I still
find
do
something.
now after like 6, 7 years.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's nothing like it. There's like a new dynamic event that makes sense, that's cool. You find like a hidden thing in the game. Like there's nothing like it. And you can still get that in DayZ. You can still get that in
Yeah.
KarmaKrew.
Yeah, and I think that's what some of these new maps, like even when Sakau came out for the first week, I did Sakau without the map for the first week to just wander.
Nice.
Just to wander.
Nice.
I'll do the same thing with Badlands
Mhm.
when that glorious thing comes out.
Amen.
Do you have any thoughts on Badlands? What's your, apart from dreaming about it every night and hoping it comes before Christmas?
Oh man, I just hope it works and it's stable on console. Like, after seeing the limitations with some of the issues on the console side, I just hope that it's likely going to be stable and fine on official. I'm a little bit nervous about the community side of it, but having said that, I couldn't be more excited. Like at this point, we're console guys. We beggars can't be choosers. I will take whatever
100%.
I will take whatever the fuck Bohemia gives us in terms of a map. I think Sokol's brilliant. I think it gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. My biggest fear, I'll tell you this though, when it comes to the Badlands thing, I just don't want Sokol but hot. Okay, like I don't want to have to monitor my temperature the way that I monitor it on Sokol, but it's just the inverse. The hydration thing. I just want it to be a hot desert map that's hotter, and I got to stay on top of my hydration, and maybe water's a little bit harder to get, but I don't want it to be like Sokol where every 15 minutes I got to make a fire.
Yeah.
Or every 15 minutes I got to stop at a well. Like that would be infuriating. What I want is to run around in booty shorts and a t-shirt with a plate carrier. That's what I want. All right, that's what I want. That's so much to ask.
Yeah. Booty shorts and a plate carrier.
Yeah.
Mate, what the outfit you
Think
can't
about
get
it.
better.
Like,
And
you
my
have an
sneakers.
opportunity- yeah, hell yeah, dude.
My
Get the
freshy
Converse,
sneakers
got the
too.
Go Fasters. Hell yeah, dude.
I'm not giving up my medieval boots for no one.
A man of taste.
Mm-mm.
But imagine the opportunity we have here with Badlands, this map, where we can finally have an open arid thing. Like I think it would be a cool opportunity for like running on top of elevated ground that's barren with nothing in between it, with long range stuff where scopes matter more than ever. I think it would be sweet. You know,
Yeah.
the opportunity to have more long range fights.
Cliff to cliff shootouts where there is no, you have to make the kill, not just shoot and knock and run across.
Right.
Yeah. And I think they were looking for that sort of thing across the ice and the water with Sakau. But I don't think it formulated too well. I think when they put the ice
Right.
bridge in and took away that choke point across the land bridge, I think that's where Sakau lost that little bit of edge. But
Yeah.
Sakau's come back with a vengeance now. It's got quite a lot of stuff on there. Players are starting to move across on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 45 minutes fire and fish, as they call it, definitely a deterrent for some players. It's hopefully that there's a big fat well at the start of spawn at Badlands, and you have to move into the dry area.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's the one thing that gets me about Scale, especially being like more so a part-time player these days, is that first 45. I think you're right. If that ends up happening on Badlands, it's probably real detrimental.
Yeah, it would just suck to see it again recycled, the concept, but just with heat. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, no, agreed.
Yeah. And heat's a very
But
fussy thing, especially in DayZ. I mean, I've
Gonna be
attempted in the
frozen.
past with servers to play with heat and, destroy player bases by cooking them to death.
right,
Done that before.
yeah.
Yeah,
Also
so,
a fussy thing in the UK at the moment.
yeah,
Sweating me tits off
And-
here.
that's it. The UK is now sweating their balls out because it's summer, and but yeah, it's definitely. Do you think they're going to add in the helicopters? Do you think the helicopters are going to come in with such a large map?
I don't know. You guys are not gonna like this. I might be in the minority here, but I don't think helicopters have a place in the game. One,
No.
I don't know if console
No.
could handle it at all, but I
Yeah.
just
I
don't know
don't
about
think
it
so.
as a method of transportation. I don't see it. I would take bicycles and horses before I would take a heli. If you
Give me
I
a
give me
want
the
a
dirt
option.
bike.
bus.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
I
a dirt
want to
bike.
just
Yeah,
drive around all my friends in a big, massive bus and have
Yeah.
a fantastic time.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
all I
yeah.
want.
yeah.
I want pretty dresses.
pretty addresses.
Yeah.
No,
Not
I
asking for
More,
much.
more.
I
more
agree with the
feels.
dress
There's not enough
remark,
feels.
100%.
Yeah. I'll dress
Um,
you up in a nice number, greedy, if they bring them.
But I do agree with you with the helicopters don't have a place in DayZ. Only on the guidelines of if we have to build, 1800 style forts for our base, then how can we fly a helicopter as a civilian?
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So if you're going to bring the technology, we can fly a heli, then bring some other technologies that we know up.
Yeah, and I mean,
Better bases.
that reminds me, like, in my opinion, one of the biggest issues with the game is base building, and I know a lot of you guys agree and have talked about it, ad nauseum in the past. But it just seems to me like the guys that are running the game have like this vision of it that the players aren't participating in. Like to the guys that are making the game, they want it to be like they want everyone to play the game like TRMZ plays it. They want them to come off the coast and like, go on an adventure with people you just met. But everybody that's playing this game, especially on console, because it is dramatically different than PC, it turns into like a faction-based thing unofficial.
Yep.
There's duper teams in this corner, duper teams there, and they want more base building options. The game has reached escape velocity. it's out of the developers' hands at this point. So I think we're going to be looking at some base building changes to come with the Badlands release, and I do hope for that because we could use a few more things.
Yeah.
But what that's going to be and what it's going to look like, I have no idea.
It's not what
I
people are
hope so.
expecting either.
Yep.
Might make Warden come back greedy.
Make more what?
It might make Warden come back.
No, it
That's
won't.
why
He's,
I doubt
it.
he's
will.
gone for good.
He's gone.
No, he's
There's
not,
nothing
honestly.
bringing the warden back.
That's it. He never did base building, but if
Long
they
live Warden.
if they could take the world construction and turn it into a housing construction where you can make a secure house, you're looking at
Yeah.
something that's it's profitable right across the four maps of DayZ.
Yeah.
As long as it corresponds to us being civilians and not a structural engineer to be able to have to put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's a great point. The base building stuff that they're gonna bring, I want it to be like in that vein. Like every mustache model, every model for every house that exists. If I can build a fence kit for a doorway or to secure a door better, or like a window boarding off thing, like they have that on PC, and I think it'd be a great thing to have in the official sphere. Players always talk about the PKM. It's in the files. It's in the files. When are we going to get to use the saw? I think you can't let that thing be a thing that players
No.
can run around and carry and shoot, but imagine it as a base building feature where you can put it on the top of a wall or a gate or a half-built fence.
Oh my.
It's static, and you can find a shield to put on the front of it, and you can use it to hold off a choke point.
100%. See, that's the
Like,
right
that's the kind of shit.
application. Mount it on your Humvee.
Yes. Oh, dude, exactly. Imagine that. Now
Oh
players
my
will stop
God.
complaining about not being able to shoot out of the car. It'll chew up all your 308 because we know that the ammo it's going to use is going to be 7.62 or 308, and it's going to be tough, like a tragedy to use it. But if used correctly, you could probably hold the most vulnerable choke point in your base. You know.
That's it.
Or
And
hold
if,
down a road.
and if it's spitting 1,000 bullets a minute, let's go something
Right.
that's not used that often. Just put 22s in it.
Here, here, here.
Just the ultimate in sport availability. Just getting peppered.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But no, there are definitely some good points to improve from. We're going to take some questions from our co-host and chat now. But before they do that, I'm going to ask you a couple of fast questions. So these are two-worded, two-phrased questions. You just got to give me which one you decide. So we'll start off. Beans or spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
Group or solo?
Group.
Oh, that was hesitant in that. That was
Yeah.
my friends would be upset with me if I say solo.
I know. They would be too. Mine too. They're lucky I love them.
Yeah, 100%. Sneakers or boots?
Combat boots.
Ghillie or bag?
Bag.
Hunting or farming?
Hunting.
Chinaris or Livonia?
Churn.
Hero or villain?
I want to say hero so bad. I'm a fucking kill on sight dickhead. But in my mind, in my mind, I am
I
a
tried
role-playing
to
guy.
save him from himself.
Yes. I play the game like it's the apocalypse, and if I see a guy with a gun, I'm too scared to talk to him, so I'll shoot him. All right,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
All day.
So if we're saying chasing shots or running away, it's going to be chasing shots.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Prefer running to destinations or driving?
Driving.
Starting fresh or starting geared?
Starting fresh every time.
Yeah, nice. That's all my 10 questions. Any questions from chat or the co-hosts that want to drop?
I've got two.
Yeah, fire away, Lady Ponce.
So, Mr. Frattins, what would you do if I was to tell you that I'm a red-headed stepchild?
I'd say I could have guessed that because you're with us. You're sitting here with us around this fire.
Wow.
You're amongst
Actually
family.
brunette.
This area is redheads and middle childs.
Oh hell
And-
yeah.
The second question, so you said about the bot banning oaks. Can you ask your bot maker to detect a bloody tripwire and also dupers?
So we are working on the duping thing. The duping thing is very difficult. We have a method in place right now for Cronus and Zim, which I'm actually battling with a guy in a ticket right now about. But the duping thing and the Cronus and the Zim thing is so much more difficult to talk about because if I say a single thing about it that gives a clue or a hint to the guys doing it,
No, don't.
yeah, oh yeah, I get it. It's just we're
So you're
working on it.
We'll
Yes,
stick
we
with
are
that.
working
No,
on
that's
it,
great.
and people didn't
Also,
think the alt thing was possible. All right.
Is this available to purchase for say my server?
I have been begging No Refund to make it a subscription-based thing or a one-time purchase thing that he can sell in a package to other servers because the console community as a whole deserves it.
It'd be amazing.
So-
Yeah, it's in his hands, and if we just push him enough, I think he will.
Right, okay.
But
Do you
He'd
want to
make
put
so
me?
much money.
Do,
Oh my
do you want to
god.
put me in his direction, and
yeah,
you can find I can be quite persuasive.
fair, fair, fair,
How do you
fair.
think she got on the show?
3 years.
Yeah, I will
You could've gone to his
dedication.
I will put
Being
you in contact
persuasive.
with him.
Oh, thank you. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
Heck,
He's probably cursing at me right now if he's watching.
our chat moderator, the Queen Peasant, wants to know if you were to put a onesie into the game, what onesie would you like to put in?
A onesie into the game.
Yes. What will you and your friends be running down the coast dressed as?
You ever seen the T-shirts that look like tuxedos?
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
that would be cool.
I'm a PUBG fan. I've seen that.
That now make that a onesie, or like that for fun. But if if you're Australian, so I don't know how much snow you guys get down there. I don't think a lot, but they make like onesies.
It's 2 degrees and snowing at the moment.
Oh,
So
okay.
they need
All right.
thousands of onesies to stay warm.
Yes.
Yeah, but they got
Or they could
got
just have
Carhartt
this
onesies.
goddamn British summer back.
ooh,
Take it.
You can have summer back. I prefer the cold. Take it
Yeah,
back,
same.
Reedy.
Take it
All
back.
yours. All yours.
You can't threaten the Aussie to take his summer back. It's out of my control. Gunpoint or not, it will not work. But
I'll find out how.
Fine, how about a stone knife? Will this make you change your mind?
hell yeah.
The boss man wants to ask you a question, Mr. Frattin. Next wipe for Xbox, Sakau or Livonia?
Oh, Christ. I knew this was gonna happen. The truth is, I don't know. I would like to have an answer for the community and the players because all they do is is ask that question. But the leadership at KarmaKrew is pretty dead set that they want Livonia and Sakal to rotate legitimately seasonally. So come fall, they want to bring Sakal back. Come winter, Sakal, and then spring and summer Livonia. I'm still trying to pitch it that it should just freaking rotate with every wipe, every season. But this is what they want. So unfortunately, I don't know. I have no idea. As soon as we know, I will let it leak. Promise.
How often do you guys wipe? Quite often, I think,
It's every
isn't it?
6 weeks. Yeah. The reason for that is they just wanted to mirror the PC wipe schedule so that you can just use the wipe command and all together, it wipes all in conjunction with that. And I in the beginning, I hated it. Console's not used to it. They want to be able to live in a goddamn castle base that they've spent 3 months building. So I get it, but it's fun, man. Around the 6-week mark is when the server begins to take a dip in activity anyway. It's a fine-tuned science, and I think it's worth keeping.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, but as you say, it's a new concept that comes to the console world. We've always been, there's a wipe? What? We've got to take our stuff that we spent 3 years collecting? No!
But I'm telling you, there's nothing more fun than wipe day on a big community server that's got active guys. That's when every fight, every mistake, every triumph, it can set you up for success. Huge. It's like Purge. It's like Purge Day unofficial. I think of them both equally, as being equally fun.
And except do you guys get what? Do you purge every 6 weeks? So at that white mark, it's all everything's let loose. Get into each other. We're about to throw everything in the bin.
Oh yeah.
And the server just kicks
the rules
off.
Go the last 48 hours or so, and just let players have at it.
Yeah, nice.
That's a DayZ tradition. Everyone does that. It's a blast.
Arby's has got a question for you. If you lived in the DayZ world, what town would you live in and why?
What an awesome question.
That's wicked.
Yeah, I am Zoleno, born and raised. It's my favorite town in the game. I think its design is flawless. Its layout brilliant. opportunities for elevation, the military there. The door is open to you to go to the center of the map or to the west where you can get more hunting stuff. Zeleno. Zeleno is the key to the west, and that's my favorite. I'd live there.
100%. Would
I've
that
got-
mean...
I've,
You go, Lady Ponce.
I've got another question.
Yeah,
Where's your
fire away.
base?
Zeleno.
It's in Zeleno.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, nice.
Zeleno represent.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're back home.
So your preferred spawning area would be the Chinaris region then, if you're a Zeleno person?
Very astute, my friend. That is correct. I've got the car path down to a science. I can hit about 8 car spawns as I trek through Churn, and I got my avenue through Nadzino or north of Balota. That's it. My favorite.
It's funny how you have those little tracks, isn't it? You're like, oh, I got the right spawn. Here we go. It's going to be a good day. Off
Exactly.
you go. Yeah, 100%.
So, Fritz, the KarmaKrew servers, what regions are they based on, and for what reason do you run them out of there?
Currently, they're out of EU. I'm not sure if it's the Denmark one, the designator like DE or EU, but they're European servers, and this is an unfortunate thing. I mean, maybe it's not a big a deal for you guys, your connection, but I'm an NA player. I'm from America, so the connection is slightly, you could argue, worse for me, but it's not noticeable. I still compete and play, and I have no problem. Being an EU server is tough though, because I got to deal with the EU raid times. Like raid times for us is like, for me, it's noon to 6 p.m. Difference is I work from home. I got a job that facilitates that, so I can still play and compete. But most American players are like getting on the Xbox at 6 p.m. and they're like, "What the fuck? Raid time's over.
It's already
My base is
done."
gone."
Yeah.
But if you're an American player and that frustrates you, all I say is like hit the Discord, look for the team up channel, and team up with some Brits or Euros. That's what I do. Half my team is actually, I'm the only American on my team. Entire team's European.
he's got a whole heap of guard dogs, and he just strolls in the last half an hour raid like, "Yep, yeah, boys, we did a good job this time. Good job."
Yes, I do. They will tell you that. And before I forget, I do want to give a couple shout outs. Please forgive me for this real quick. Tackback Bill, if you guys are looking for like awesome PvP style gameplay, Tackback Bill on Twitch. Give him a follow. Check him out. He's like my duo partner from day one. He's the man. Scrubby Tsunami is another guy. I know he's been on your show a handful of times.
He's a legend.
Watched those. He's just the man. He's an outstanding guy. Him and all of his
really
friends.
is.
He's always like he's like a wind in the sails type of guy. He just wants to build everybody up. If you're interested in streaming or content creation, like he's the guy to talk to because his model is a great model to follow. Project Lemons, got to give him a shout out. He's the man. Psycheezy, my dad's belt 69. Howie, Thunder is like my first. He's either like my first follower on YouTube or Twitch or something like that. But he's the homie. And I'm gonna forget a ton. But an even bigger shout out to you guys because, like I said, being the redheaded stepchildren of a game that we all love. You guys are always out here like platforming guys, and what you do with your Discord and giving voices and announcements to all these servers for these guys. It's huge because it's incredibly difficult to build a community. And I think what you guys do for the community is not given enough praise or respect. So big thanks to you guys.
I appreciate it.
Oh, that's sweet.
And you definitely need some US servers, and it's just not for the US people. Us Aussies and New Zealanders on the EU servers, I hit about a 400 ping.
Oh my god.
Oof.
Yeah, it's pretty
Those
insane.
lagging.
So when we jump on, you're gonna see some of it, and I mean, I'm from my
not too
time
bad.
of exploring servers over the last 4 or 5 years, and going and checking out servers. We know how to counter it. You just shoot 5 minutes before you have to.
Hell yeah.
But so it's they definitely need to bring a good LA server across to their brand. I find in the console world the LA slot is probably the most evency for everyone around the place. So yeah, maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Get those Aussies in there. We'll rough them
We
all
ran
up.
an NA server. KarmaKrew opened up. I begged them to, and they did. We opened up a ton of servers to try to give everybody what they wanted, but the problem was the pop would not hold across all of them.
And that's the
Everybody
problem.
would go, yeah, it sucked. And if we continue to grow and things go well, they will bring it back. But in the meantime, it's just not worth it to have 4 servers, one for everybody. But then what happens is the pops at like 20 in each one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It's very hard to, and once again, then you got everyone moving to the higher pop server anyway. You could have all 4
Exactly.
open. There'd be one at 49, and there's one at 50 with 16 queue, and everyone jumps into the queue.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a strange way we roll in this
Phenomenon.
this game. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I can't get any loot, but I keep jumping on a high pop 12 queue server.
Yeah, exactly.
But 100%. All right. Anyone else got any questions for our guest before we wrap everything up? Well, mine says maybe in the future. Well, as I said, that's how we go. Our players are
Yes.
dumb. They would rather queue than build a small server. I think population sends the game off. Max population means max interactions, and interactions make DayZ. So, you can't argue with the player mentality on that front.
Yeah.
But before we wrap it up, one last shot. Do you want to release any special or sneak peek stuff about KarmaKrew? Kidding. Kidding.
I want to so bad. I want to so bad. But I will at least give you this. When the time comes, I will reach out and we'll try to organize something, and I'll try to announce it here for the console community. How's that sound?
Yeah, 100%. Do that for us. Shoot us a
right
DM. Let us know, and we'll put it on our updates and servers. 100%. 100%.
Maybe those shitbags over at KarmaKrew will no refund, and Band Effect will finally join me for that moment as well.
Maybe that's what we do. We pitch it down further down the scale. Once you know that you can release, we get those guys on. Because I would like to talk to Refund about his bot. That's that particular alt ban in bot is something that needs to be spread around the community, just to help other community owners, and give a little pennies in his pocket just for his own self-development.
Amen.
100%. Nothing wrong with making a little side hustle.
Yeah.
Yes, and high pop, people also see a high pop server as confirmation of it being a good server. Cannot agree with you more. Cannot agree with you more. Well, Frat, it comes to the end of the show where we like to do what we usually do. We pit our guest against one of our beautiful, absolute legendary co-hosts. Who would you like to fight in our 1v1 arena?
All right.
You going to fight Lady Ponce? Done.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Hey, let's go.
So if you come behind
Who's
us,
fighting?
there's 2 sides to our 1v1 arena. Lady Ponce has already stolen that side, so you go to the other side, which is down here. And if you follow down there, you'll find a variety of weapons. Take as many as you want. There's a plate carrier and helmet. Once you've selected your weapons and stuff, move your way up to the gate. And then once everybody's loaded at the gate, we will pitch you together for the ending of the podcast. We're above the beautiful river here of Livonia.
I can't wait to get embarrassed.
She's a savage.
I believe
He's
it.
not that good, don't.
I hope not.
She might get a lucky headshot. We'll see.
I'm dying.
Which server, before we jump in, which server would you recommend? Livonia or was it Chinaris or Livonia you've got on your 50s for console?
I would honestly recommend wherever that you can find the space. Like the problem is it's late in the wipe right now. So if you join Chernarus, you're going to be struggling to find housing. But if you do Livonia, you'll definitely find it. If you're a Livonia fan, play Livonia. If you're a Chernarus fan, play Chernarus. Actually, that's a great. You reminded me of something. If you have not played KarmaKrew Livonia yet, play KarmaKrew Livonia because the custom editions down south, it's like the best take on Livonia I've ever seen on console. And I know I'm a KarmaKrew guy, so it's tough to take that from like an admin. But the stuff in the south, they've built and added custom shit that I think makes a lot of sense. And the map design is like on the level of Bohemia, so it like looks great. It looks like it makes sense. Go down south and explore on KarmaKrew Livonia. You will not be disappointed.
All right. So for anyone that want to join us after the podcast is done and after a short break, we're going to jump on KK Livonia for a run. So Frattin, you got to go back inside your cage, go back inside your cage and close your door. No cheating. Yeah, we got the Overwatch. All right, Lady Ponce, are you ready?
Yep.
You got to close your door too.
Oh, but I'm not going out.
It's all in the process. All in the process. All right.
Fine, it's closed.
So after 3, you can open your doors and release. It's a 1v1 to the death. Actually, we've got some money on this. Nothing wrong with a little money on this. Who will win? We have Lady Ponce.
Oh God.
My money's on the lady. I've had a red chain the entire interview.
Yeah, no, I'm bouncing up with a red chain as well.
Advantage.
I think I over-corrupted my server with all the teleports and stuff.
Hell yeah. I'm on Wi-Fi too. It's my mistake. I could have hardwired.
All right, so
Let's
these guys
do it.
are
No
going to duel it out. No excuses. So it's a 3-second wake up after you get knocked out. So make sure you got plenty of guns to reload and fire. It's to the death. No holding back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we like to finish our show. This is the Peasants Podcast 1v1. We have Frattin versus Lady Ponce. Are you ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Let's go. Doors open. Get into it.
Here we go.
Oh
I want to
no!
opt for the R12.
Get him!
She just tanked a full one.
That was impressive.
That was impressive. It's down.
Man.
She's going to get up quick. Can you make the double hop? There it is.
I'm sorry, my love.
Oh!
She got me.
Oh! No, he's still up. Officially,
I'm red. Oh,
He lives.
wow.
he lives.
Oh.
He lives. The official winner.
I'll let you have that one.
I couldn't
Kill her.
believe it happened. How could
Oh,
I?
she's dead. Oh, shit.
How could I?
Well,
Guys,
it.
it was an honor. I need to run because my wife is yelling at me.
That's fine. I'm married. I understand.
Guys, I very much look forward to talking to you guys again, though, and getting to know everybody better. So thank you for having me. The podcast was a blast.
We appreciate it. And as I said, once you get yourself your announcements and orders and you can get the other guys in, let's do it again. We appreciate you coming on and making the time. And that goes for all the guys that are in chat and, visiting us in the podcast. And we'll definitely catch up soon.
Amen. Thank you, guys. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you.
All right. Sorry, I got to run.
Bounce. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a small break and then we're going to bounce across to KarmaKrew Livonia. So if you want to come for a run, see what's happening, we're going to be on for the next couple of hours.
I'll be watching.
We appreciate all the feedback from chat as well, all the questions. That's absolute legends. And of course, if you want to go see these guys, here is the details. Let me just drop some of these This is the Discord for it here. Mr. Q, you can put a bullet in here if you like. I know you're itching too. Someone's waiting for it. I can feel it. And Mr. Fratton's details, there's his Twitch and YouTube. But give us 10 minutes and we'll be back to jump in some KarmaKrew fun. Love your work. See you shortly.